Alright, Chach. So, Richie Incognito and you met while he was a college student. How'd that go?
Alright, well, my buddy Mike, he calls me and he's like, dude, alright, there's this house party this weekend up here in Wayne State. I live in Omaha at the time, it was 2002. Mike calls me and he's like, dude, come to this party. I go up to the party, go up to Wayne State where the party was at. You know, having a good time, doing some drinking, whatnot, you know, flirting with chicks, you know, drinking, good time. Then, we're upstairs mingling and whatnot, and this was just this giant house party. It was just, I mean, there was like 2 stories, big house.
Yeah.
There was like 6 college kids that lived there. It was really, really crazy. And all of a sudden this dude comes upstairs and he goes, everybody off the second floor right now, blah, 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 everybody downstairs. Tells everybody to go downstairs. Well, we're like, me and my buddy Mike, we're standing next to the bathroom. And the girls that we were with were in the bathroom, his girlfriend and this other girl. And, well anyways, this my buddy goes, hey, look, they're in the bathroom, can we just wait for them to come out and then we'll go downstairs? And he goes, no, fuck you, and walks out of the room. Dude walks out of the room, and he comes right back in the room, and sure as shit, there's Richie fucking Incognito right behind him, and he goes, those two. And like, fucking Incognito, my buddy Mike's a little bit bigger than me. He's like 6'2", he was a baseball player for Wayne State, so I mean, he was a big kid, Fucking Richie like, just goes right up to him, picks him up and slams him against this wall, and fucking, and he's like, my buddy's just holding on to his neck. I'm like sitting there, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what am I gonna do here? Like, I'm kind of like, we need to go, but I don't exactly know what to do. This is a giant motherfucker. Finally, the girls just come out of the bathroom. Richie puts them down. We all start ushering out. We go down the stairs. It's fucking just packed, okay? Like, this is a fucking packed house party. Everybody that was upstairs is now downstairs. And it's like just fucking packed. You can hardly move. So the 2 girls are walking in front of me. I'm walking behind the girls. And my buddy Mike's walking behind me. Sure as shit, like, it's like a log jam down there, and I just hear the slapping sound, and I kind of like turn back like this. You can't even turn around in this fucking place. And Incognito is just bitch slapping my buddy upside the side of his fucking head, just like, bam, bam, just like slapping him. Anyways, so like, finally we're like trying to make it to the door. Sure as shit, we all of a sudden come out to this open space. And it's a patio. But this patio is like about 3/4 of a story to a story up from the ground, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, oh shit. And that patio is just fucking packed too. But there's enough space, my buddy turns around and gets in Incognito's face and he's like, dude, what is your problem? He says that to him. My buddy had a Cincinnati Reds hat on. And he goes, I fucking hate the Reds. Picks my buddy up and just goes, boom. Looked like fucking dominoes getting clashed, you know what I mean? There's people all over the deck, like just sprawled all over the place. And my heart literally just sinks into my gut. Drops. I'm floored. I'm fucked. You know what I mean? I've known this dude my entire life. I've known Mike, since I was a kid. He's one of those kids. If it was anybody else, I'd just be like, fuck them. I am out. I am having no part of this. But unfortunately, I've known that dude my whole life. So I just step in front of Richie, and I just go, that's my homeboy, bitch. And I just remember punching up at him like this, and I just hit him with everything I had. I mean, just like that. I mean, his head goes like this. And he just gives me this look, like I lost my mind. Once again, that same heart dropping into your pants feeling, you know what I mean? I can't believe I didn't shit myself. Lucky for me, some kind gentleman from left field decided to fucking tackle me on the fucking patio. And he goes, well, he was on top of me. He had me like hemmed up, like around my arms, like that. I couldn't even move my fucking arms. And he's like this, and he's like, that's my homeboy, bitch. And he says that to me, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like squirming, you know what I mean? I'm getting crushed. I'm literally getting the life squeezed out of me on this fucking patio. This was a huge motherfucker that tackled me. At any rate, like I start headbutting a little bit. Dude gets up off me. Fucking, I like roll over. I'm like trying to catch my breath. And then I just feel a hand on my neck and a hand on my pants, and I get chucked down the fucking steps. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like half flying, half like rolling down these steps. It was just brutal. I get to the bottom of the steps. I'm just a fucking crumpled fucking mess. Like, I'm trying to get up off the ground, and I'm like I mean, at this point, I've had a little bit to drink, and I just got thrown down a fucking flight of stairs after getting tackled on a patio. I'm pretty disoriented. I start trying to pick myself up off the fucking ground. I look over to the left, and there's my buddy, and he's getting his ass beat by like 5 dudes that are on top of him. And his girlfriend, who, like, she was, like, with us the whole time, she, like, has this backpack that she's wearing on the front of her that we carried up all of our beer cans in. You know, we brought our own beer, you know, you keep it like it's a college party, you keep them in a book bag. And she's just sitting there just chucking these beer cans at point-blank range at these motherfuckers. And, I just remember one of them, like, she just chucks one, and this motherfucker just pulls his face back from beating on my buddy and just goes, ah! You know, like, just, you know, like, his face was just covered in blood. She just tagged this son of a bitch right in his face. So anyways, I'm still on the fucking ground, and I'm trying to get to my feet, and I just feel somebody just grab the back of my fucking neck like a fucking vice, and my belt buckle, and I just get, next thing I know, I'm just getting lugged right into the air like it's fucking nothing. And I'm trying to turn my neck, and I can't turn my neck. It's because he's got his fucking, like, you know, his hand, like, he's not, every time I try to move my neck, he just pinches a little bit harder on it, you know what I mean? Like, completely immobilized. And then what ends up happening is I'm trying to look at what's going on, you know, I'm, like, flailing around like this, you know, I can't fucking do nothing. And, sure as shit, I get a little bit, I start seeing tree branches, and then I just feel myself just rocking like this and get whipped right into that fucking tree. Well, I roll down this fucking tree. I'm hitting fucking branches on the way down. Like, I get to the bottom of the tree, and I just, like, lean up against the fucking tree like this because I'm fucking hurt. I don't know how bad, you know, like, I'm just thinking the worst. And I see that son of a bitch just, like, slowly walking towards me, and he's just got the biggest shit-eating grin on his fucking face ever. And all I could think of to say at that point in time was, "Don't you think we're being a little rash?" And he just, like, nods his head like this, and then he just, like, I mean, just that same steel grip just comes right down around my fucking throat, and he grabs me by my belt buckle, picks me right back up in the fucking air, takes a few steps, and then he, like, just launches me again. Yeah, and, you know, there I am, like, crumpled mess on the sidewalk, and I'm, like, trying to get, you know, put myself back together. There's, like, a whole 2 strings of people, like, running along the side of this while it's going on, and I see my buddy's girlfriend and her girlfriend, like, they're just running along the side of me as he keeps on picking me up, and they're just covering their faces like, oh my god, and I'm just, like, helplessly flying through the air like this, like, oh, this looks fucking horrible, you know what I mean? And, yeah, and then he did that until we got to the end of the block. And that's when my buddy's girlfriend, I think she kind of knew that he was kind of done with me, she just ran over and kind of helped me up, and that's me getting my ass beat by Richie Incognito.
Oh, bravo, bravo, sir.